Hey guys, it's me, Sean. Let me jump right in this. I am here to talk to you about John D. Norman and the Delta Project. John D. Norman was a wealthy pedophile who ran a giant pedophile sex ring, child pornography ring, where he had over 30,000 members. And he had them all written down on index cards. And they were judges, lawyers, celebrities, very wealthy people, just like Jeffrey Epstein. But this is much huger. John D. Norman ended up getting arrested for this back in the 70s. But the all the files he had of all of his clients mysteriously vanished. Why? Because a lot of government people were a part of that. A lot of cops were a part of that ring. He also had serial killers working for him, like John Wayne Gacy, and also Dean Core, also known as the Candyman. This was going on in Texas, but throughout the whole country. And back in the 1970s, I believe I said so. And this was just this huge pedophile ring that in some ways was taken down, but not really. Only a few people had to face jail time for this. And like I said, with John Wayne Gacy and Dean Core and stuff like that, they were fall guys who went to prison, but they didn't link them up to John D. Norman. They kind of had them just be like lone serial killer nuts that are just operating by themselves. Because if they were linked up to this, then people would be asking more questions and more people would be getting arrested. So they just wrap it up. They just said, John Wayne Gacy was just some nut that was just by himself, killing boys and stuff like that. And that was absolutely not true. He was working for John D. Norman. And this goes on all the time. This is just like North Fox Island. North Fox Island is another one I'm going to get into in another video, just not this time. I'm just going to focus on John D. Norman in Texas with the Delta Project. And yeah, it was just this huge sex ring back in the 60s and 70s, and maybe even before that. Why, John D. Norman's old, but at least back in the 60s and 70s, this was happening with clients throughout the whole country. Some of them just working class clients, but some of them were very wealthy, powerful men that worked for the government. Like I said, judges, lawyers, cops, because high up government people, military people even. And yet, John D. Norman did face the music eventually, but his client card list and his victim card list, all those just vanished, where none of those men had to answer for it. And Dean Core, he was another serial killer who was preying on young boys, like teenage boys. And they said he was a lone nut, and he was working with two other teenage boys that helped him kidnap people for himself. But he was actually working for John D. Norman. He lived very close to John D. Norman, too. And yeah, Dean Core was just like John Wayne Gacy, just another fall guy, and they made him out to look like just a lone nut serial killer, which he absolutely wasn't. All right, thank you. That's it for now.